Here of Radical Mystics, and today we are here to do the daily power for this day, the 12th of the 9th, 2018. So today is Mercury'Dây. It's the fourth day of the week. It's very much about structure and foundation, okay? Like you being loyal to your foundation, your structures. Mercury is the day of communications. Today's quote is commune always, clarify often, travel frequently. And that's traveling with the mind, traveling physically, spiritually, ethically, mentally. Okay. And knowing that communication is key. It is a mental day. So we have to be mindful of our thought tracks because our mind creates our reality, alongside a lot of other things conjunct, but the mind is everything. I mean, I've been calling everything these days, but everything is everything, to be honest. But the mind is very important because the universe is mental. So what you think, you most definitely create. So you have to be very mindful of our thinking, how we are thinking, how are we using our intellect, is it really being intelligent? The color therapy for today is yellow. Yellow, looking at the highest vibration of yellow is knowing your innate wisdom, high vibration. And the lower vibration is fearing and doubting, okay, second guessing. Because the high vibration of yellow again is inner wisdom, is knowing that you have source wisdom within and you can access that. And you can pull out certain things like your bag trait that you're like, oh, how did I even know that? People like, how did you even know that? But it's part of all. You have to just access it, taking time to go within and using your higher mind, which is your heart. And the aromatherapy for today is lavender, which is comforting, soothing, and protective, resonates with the crown chakra as well. So the higher mind, even. Mineral therapy is Mercury. Mercury. Can be lethal, but very adaptable and workable. So be mindful. Yeah, actually, there was a post and I put it on the Instagram story at _aspire higher, and it had mindful, a mind that is full of things to think about, to do, like working hard, not smart. And it had mindful, and it was like being present, being serene, in peace, being, because I always say to the children, be mindful of what you're doing. Don't be sorry, because there's no point being sorry. If you're mindful, then you don't have to be sorry, because you know that before I do something, this could be the result. And it's not like always having to think before you do things, but that mindfulness can be very taxing as well when you always have to second guess before you move. It's good for us to be spontaneous, but in certain aspects we have to keep the balance and realize that no, in this stage or in this phase or in this situation, it's best to think ahead before forging ahead. Discernment is key in life. So today is the 12th of the 9th, 2018. And 2018 plus 9 plus 12 will add up to 32. And 32, 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5 is all about change. 5 is all about learning, lessons, or growth. It's all about status quo and breaking paradigms, breaking those status quo. 5 is also affiliated with the Hierophant, which is the Pope, right? So higher mind understanding as well, and being able to orate and teach the and being sought after for this kind of information and knowledge, spirit, religion kind of affiliation. Okay. Today, astrologically, we have the soul in Leo up until the 15th of this month. And the moon is in Virgo, which has been since the new moon. The new moon was actually in Leo, but it was in very last degrees of Leo. So in the same day, actually, the moon went down to the constellation, or moved into the constellation of Virgo. But in actual fact, it was still in the degrees of Leo. So the energy was Leonic. That's a new word. But also the Virgo influence is definitely there. And as we're still in the new moon phase, Virgo influence is much there. And it's all about, being practical, seeing to the day-to-day things. And it's also ruled by Mercury. So being mindful, but not being full of the mind, because Virgo has that thing, can be very pernickety about things and always seeking perfection. But key lesson for Virgo energy is to know that you are imperfectly perfect. Keep working on your things and everything will bowl out well. I Today we also have an activation with Jupiter sextile and Pluto, and also Venus, Uranus, and Saturn trining. And when I was dealing more with the Western astrology, the last time Venus and Uranus were trining, there was a big hoopla about, everybody finding new soulmates and all these things are coming into new love relations. Um, and it can still be a thing right now, but it's because Saturn is involved in this one, it's grounding us, because Uranus is all about sudden changes and usually sudden changes for the highest good. And Venus being, that pleasures, leisures, abundance, love, and all the good stuff, business. And Trine Saturn, which is all about discipline, learning lessons, being structured, and sometimes facing our limitations for our growth. It's going to be like, okay, so there's this new love for life, or love for somebody, or love for this thing, but I have to be grounded and structured about it. Okay, which is a beautiful thing. And then with the sextile with Jupiter and Pluto, it's like, yeah, I need to transform towards my higher mind. I know spirit is first and matter is after, but how do I now move with that? And that trine with Saturn, Venus, and Uranus is going to help us understand and integrate that. That yes, spirit is first and matter is after, and we have to move with that. That is the transformation that we need, because Pluto is actually still retrograde in Sagittarius, and this trine, or this conjunction is actually an opposition is with Jupiter in Libra. So it's not an exact opposition, but it's an activation, and it's great for us to check the things that we had used to think was an issue then. I'll be more practical about it as we're in the Virgo moon. Our feelings are more practical about understanding spirituality and what it actually means. Maybe astrology for some. Boom. Okay. Right, let's get into the card readings today. We have Archangel Samuel, which is the love one. Okay. And it's got genius. Let's see, Nikola Tesla there, and oh god, how can I forget his name? Is it Newton? Oh shit, let me see. Okay, let's read. Genius, and Archangel Samuel is the divine guide, it says here. And I know Samuel to be the one that just helps us cultivate the unconditional love for self and internally others. So it reads genius, dual wisdom, and a gene Albert Einstein. What? Who's Isaac Newton? He looks a bit like him, doesn't he? Isaac Newton's the one that did the pie, isn't it? And so Albert Einstein. Oh wow, I need to go research, re-research. Okay, the dual wisdom and genius of Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla shine forth from this icon to illuminate the conviction that you are developing a new level of creative genius during this passage of time, and that this joyous pouring forth will be unique in its flow. Celebrate the conviction of this notion and recognize that this is occurring because Samuel's heart sigil is guiding you like any true genie. You see, a true artist doesn't believe that he or she alone achieved the creative outpouring, but rather that the spirit of genius in the form of the angel of inspiration flowed through them. In this moment, Samuel will guide you, assisting you to excel in measures that supersede your own anticipations, just as Samuel did for these two illustrious patrons. Simply decide what you wish to create and chant who through your sacral chakra to bring about this divine flow. And who is HOO. Beautiful. Yes, like that's like what the raw clarity reality checks that I did on getting spirit messages. Like, don't think that that is like is yours. It's not yours. You get given it to share. Okay. If you want to hold it and act like, oh, it's mine and no one else can use it, like you're gonna have a problem. You're not gonna get them instances anymore because spirit is one, source is one. And remember, we can all cultivate that. It depends how readily we are available and how accessible we are. But you're not the only one. We're all geniuses out here. We're all stars. We all at least we all have the potential to be. Okay. Yeah, because I saw a sister post and like she's big in the game and she was like, oh, I met this one and I said and she said when I meet this one, that means I've made it. Look, you've made it from what? It doesn't matter if she knows your name or she doesn't know your name. Believe in your own source. Not I know she knows her source, but yeah, you don't have to compare. We are all stars in our own right, and some are shining brighter than others at this time. But it's all about you shining, regardless. It doesn't matter if you have less views than another person, doesn't make you better than them. It just means you have a different road. Okay, and your stardom, your accolades, your brightness will come at a different stage, and that is okay. Okay, don't be comparing and contrasting and shunning people because they ain't got 50,000 views. That doesn't mean that shit ain't what it is. It just means it hasn't come to light as yet. But when it does, you better be careful because you know the ones that you go and shit on, yeah, you'll be ridden over. But anyways, let's see. Here we go. That was genius. And underneath the deck, I saw this card yesterday as well, so I have to read it. It's Zadikyo and it's luxury. And that Venus wave as well, luxury. Okay, many of us are challenged by the idea of luxury, feeling that we don't deserve luxurious items or that luxury is superfluous. And so we commit ourselves to scarcity instead of a life full of abundance. Luxury means living with richness, enjoying the delicacies, elegance, and refinements of life. Indeed, feeling the luxury. Lux is a Latin. Lux is Latin for light that pours from the great angels of Atlantis in appreciation of the beauty of life, which means we see beauty as an emanation of the divine rather than something that only the rich can buy. Oh, let me read that again. Indeed, feeling the luxury is lux being the Latin word for light that pours from the great angels of Atlantis in appreciation of the beauty of life means we see beauty as an emanation of divine rather than something that only the rich can buy. Beautiful. The angels of Atlantis, led by their comforter Zadikio, want you to feel the abundance of source. So gaze on Zadikio's heart sigil to be charged with this angel's particular force. The angels want you to optimize your creativity by dreaming both night and day of joyous grace and luxury flowing freely through your days and nights. They want you to dispel worry about not having enough material support with which to bring your life to glory. There is no scarcity in the source. There is no scarcity in the source. There is no scarcity in the source. Yes, we had to do that 3 times. And these exquisite angelic beings full of light want you to know the ease with which creative energy truly flows through the quanta of space we know as the cosmos. Therefore, if you have been concerned about not having enough money, possessions, or love, or health, gaze on the sumptuous icon and imagine that you are surrounded by love of the universe, which comes from the light of the solar deity, bringing you the luxury of joy. Chant How, HAW, through the base chakra to truly earth your body in the conviction of the known that you are a child of the universe, for you will always be looked after by the source. Thanks. Let's see what I did. Okay. Yes, that is beautiful. Like, let's revise maybe. Like, don't feel there's no such thing as not having enough. Remember, all things like innate wisdom is accessible to you. You have to first believe and own it and know it and trust it. And I love that definition of luxury. I never knew. It is a beautiful thing, right on par. Okay. So trust your vibes. We have be flexible. Number 40 in that foundation. And you know what, with the luxury card as well, reminds me of the energy that we're in right now in the moon with Virgo, because Virgo is all about refinement as well. And yeah, because Virgo is very, like, I feel very affiliated to Venus as well, and doesn't really get spoken much, but yeah, the finer things in life, wanting to, like the whole wanting to be perfect or seeking perfection. And that is not a bad thing. Remember, we all know that we don't, we're not perfect. We are, but we are perfect at the same time. That's why I say we are imperfectly perfect, because we're all here learning, growing. But there's nothing that we can't access, and there's nothing we don't have more. There's nothing that we don't have, basically. And this is what it's talking about, you being enough. And I've been like needing to reiterate that in my world as well. You are enough, you're more than enough, and you have the potential to be so much more. But you have to first realize the beauty and the divinity and the greatness that you are right now. Okay, because you are. And again, you are enough. So be flexible, okay, in your rigid thoughts, that thinking that you aren't. Communicate to yourself better than that. You are grand, not mediocre, if you so choose. So be flexible reads. The main reason your guides and angels are with you is to influence you to make the best possible choices for your life. Yes. Yet, even as they offer help, it is up to you to accept and follow your vibes before they can do you any good. Allow yourself to be influenced by your guides by being more flexible in body, mind, and spirit. This means get out of your rut, change your plans, take an occasional risk, trust the moment, and be willing to go with the flow if new inspiration encourages you to do so. Yes. So do not be a card carrying member of the woulda, coulda, shoulda club of the lost opportunity and psychic regrets. Oh, what? Do not be a card carrying member of the woulda, shoulda, coulda club of lost opportunities and psychic regrets. Again, do not be a card carrier of the membership group of the woulda, coulda, shoulda club of lost opportunities and psychic regrets. Yeah, ad lib a little. But if you feel a vibe, be courageous enough to act on it. 5th century people are too rigid to see and accept the existence of higher forces. So they miss their moments and live in frustration. Don't live like this. Rather than blindly sticking with the plan, your guides encourage you to ease up, stretch, and bend your mind and try to do things in a new way. Don't resist the universe as it strives to help you. Open up for it. Yes, don't be rigid and miss opportunities and then get frustrated with your life, because remember, your guides are there to help you always, to make your life easier. Because the mundane gets us thinking that everything's supposed to be hard, and life is not hard. Life is what you make it. That is a truth and a fact. Life is what you make it. If you see it hard, it will be hard. If you see it easy, it will flow so. Okay, and remember, you have innate guides, you have intangible guides that helps you along the way. And sometimes that seems, in this mundane world, crazy. Like, who are you following? Who are you talking to? You're talking to yourself? You crazy? No. You are guided by angelic forces, yes, that orb around you. And I want to see you do better than the average, and that to make you better than anybody else. But you have a special source that we need as a collective. So work your source now. Okay, underneath the deck we have share a breath, and that was 40. That was foundation. Okay, being flexible is a foundation. It's much needed for us to move towards this new golden Aquarius age, knowing that we have spirit guides that are here to help ameliorate all isms and schisms, all situations. Then we have 49. 13, another foundational card. Okay, and sharing a breath is all about that intimacy. And it's not intimacy and like, you know, it has to be fornication or anything like that. Intimacy is like that, being close with somebody, being so close that you're sharing a breath. Let's read. It says one of the best ways to open up positive communication and good vibrations with others is to share a breath. Observe their breathing pattern and match it with your own. Do this for 4 or 5 breaths, longer if possible. You can enhance this rapport by breathing deeply in through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. This relaxes your muscles, relieves tension, and opens your fifth chakra, or communication center, to a higher vibration. Sharing a breath and your fifth chakra being your throat. Beautiful. And it's particularly effective when you feel anxious or having difficulty understanding or agreeing with another. It is a powerful technique in diffusing conflicts because your spirit connects and establishes a common vibration, making for harmony in thought and emotion. A shared breath is a shared spirit and invites solution, creativity, and cooperation to any situation. And this is exactly what is needed right now. Mm. Right. Sorry, I was just doing something, but it's very important to, you know, when you're sharing a breath, that remember, sharing a breath is you almost connecting, communing, tying, you know, with yourself. So be mindful that you come to that closeness with someone that is going to be conducive for you. But nonetheless, like sharing a breath it reminds me of tantric, because I think that's the kind of best kind of intimacy when you start in a new relation, is to really commune with just that closeness without even really physically touching, just that gazing into each other's eyes, and being close and just hugging, and that sharing a breath. You know, it's like, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're in sync with somebody? I realize that my children know it all the time. When we walk together and our pace is in the same, you feel like you're one. You know, you understand each other better. You communicate better. You know, the creativity flows better through you. You know, all of that good stuff. Even a lot of you know. But yes, it's a way to bring about more closeness with another. It's beautiful. Let's share a breath. Okay, and today's tarot message, we have the Devil and the King of Pentacles. And when this come out, I was like, wow, what a beautiful oxymoron. I saw we had something similar yesterday. The Devil here represents, Devil generally represents the Capricorn energy, earthbound stuff. And they say devil, and people think like, why is it associated with Capricorn? Because Capricorn is can be very earth based, you know, and the earth, you know, earthly things can drive us a little, whether it's about sex, whether it's about material acquisition, and, you know, seeing things through just the physical. And that is where the issue comes with the Capricorn energy. And that's why it's seen as a devilish kind of energy, because it's very earth based. And it's important to always realize that spirit is first and matter is after. And the beautiful thing with these two cards in conjunction is like, this here is also a Capricorn energy. It's also an earth energy, but such again, an oxymoron, because look how light this card is. And it's got darkness in it as well, but it's got more of this yellow. Remember, yellow, today's vibrating color, is all about the higher vibration of yellow, at least, is higher wisdom, intuitive knowing, you know. And here is represented as the lower vibration, the devil, which is the fears, the worries, the doubts. And these are earth-based things, because when you're intact with your spirituality, you know that there's nothing to fear. There's only love. And once you love the things that you do and the things that who you are, you don't have to fear anything. You don't have to fear the status quo. You don't have to be the narcissist or deal with narcissists. Okay? You don't have to, you know that there's spirit first and matter is after. And we have to balance both. It's not negate one for the other. This is the King of Pentacles right here. He knows that truth and he works it and he's abundant for it. It reminds me of the Venus energy again. The Venus knows, the Empress knows that spirit is first and matters after. That's why she brings so much abundance in her reality. And that's why she lives such a leisurely life. Because she doesn't have to work hard. She has to work smart. And working smart is knowing spirit is first and matters after. Underneath the deck, we have the King of Wands, the King of Wands, you might not be able to see, the Eight of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and Strength. Yes, and I posted yesterday as well, like, it's pride that killed the cat, not curiosity. Hashtag Leo like season, all right? Because you've been too prideful, that, again, that devil energy is a sin, as Sunshine said, for real. And it slows you down. It takes you away from your leadership qualities, your passions. Okay, it makes you feel like you have to work hard and not smart, and you carrying all kinds of burdens. Where your spirit should be lighter than this. Your passion should be lighter than that. Your passion should not be a burden. Garner your strength. Okay, this Leo card as well. Garner your strength and work your magic, knowing that spirit is first and matter is after. Be this earth energy. Okay, release that earth energy, the addictions, the control, the affiliations that you know is not serving you. Sometimes, yeah, it's harder said than done, but when you do it, like, you're gonna be thinking like, shit, if I knew that these were gonna be the results, I would have done this so much sooner. Thank you, baby. And for romance angels, my sister, yeah, I call her my sister because in their past life we were sisters. Just showing me like go and get next card, babes. Next card, mama. Yeah, so romance angels, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. Make the effort. Great love is working. Is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, I mean, I can't say that any other different way. Where you feel the love, even if it's like crazy mind-boggling to you, make the effort. You are guided to. Remember the message of spirit, it makes, when you listen to your intuitive guidance, the stuff that doesn't always make sense in this physical world, okay, you come up, boom, booming. Be attractive. Enjoy your moment. Enjoy the time that you are just in being free and listening and being in tune. Again, not being full in the mind, but being mindful, being receptive, being present, giving thanks for the beauty all around you, stopping and smelling the roses. Yes, not running too much with the rat race, or not going so fast, but being steadfast. And this is another Capricorn and Earth energy, being steadfast, not rushing and running. Yeah, have a beautiful one. Enjoy this day. Make the changes you need to. Garner your strengths. Know that spirit is first and matter is after, and we have to balance both. We are here to create new paradigms. Let's do so. Okay, thanks, y'all. Have a beautiful